Given vector A and B, we can show the addition of two vectors using triangular law with the animation below. This is vector A and this is vector B. How do we show addition of A to B? Now what happens is that when you are showing addition of vectors, the second vector, in this case B, must start from where vector A ends. So this is vector A. If you want to add B, B should start from the end of A. And a line from the beginning of A to the end of B is what we call the addition of the two vectors. And what you need to understand is that this is also called the resultant vector. How do we show subtraction? Okay. You need to understand the direction is very important in vectors. Movement this way is vector B. So movement directly opposite is what? Negative B. So if you want to show A minus B, that is vector A. This way is vector B. So if you want to say minus B, it has to be the opposite direction. And we have to join from the beginning of A to the end of negative B. That shows A minus B. So having understood how to add and subtract vectors, we are supposed to use vectors y and x to rewrite these vectors. Note that there are three ways we could write vectors. So for example, this line is vector BC. It could be written with a B underscore with a line, or BC with an arrow on top, or B in bold. They all represent notation of writing vectors. So this is what you need to understand. So we are supposed to use A, B, C, and D, write vectors for A, B, C, and D only in terms of X and Y. So we check. If you check vector A, you realize that it's moved this way and that way. So the only movement given to S is Y and X. We can check. This is movement on for Y, and that is a movement for X. So that is 3Y movement, and that is 2X. So that is the summation of 3Y plus 2X. So the answer could be 3y plus 2x, or 2x plus 3y. It doesn't necessarily matter the order now. Let's check B. B is simply 2x. As you can see, 2x. There is no y component. What about C? We move opposite direction for y is 2 units, so it's negative 2y. And then down also for x, 2 units. So that will be negative 2y minus 2x, or negative 2x minus 2y. The last one is 3y, then downwards, so that's minus 2x. So that sum of that vector will be 3y minus 2x, or negative 2x plus 3y. So that brings us to the introduction of vectors, the end of lesson 1. And from lesson 2, we're going to do proper vector algebra. And we'll be talking about vectors with ratios. That's lesson 2, vectors with ratio. Thanks for watching, and share with your friends.